Halloween month is here, and you gotta watch some horror movies. So picked up at the dollar store, Pulse, the Japanese version, not the 2009 American version. 2009 American version was an interesting movie. I can't remember how they explained it in that movie. I think they explained like ghosts and phantoms as a separate intelligent entity that lives on Earth with human beings and blah blah blah. And he made a big deal about the Red. Red was a big deal in that movie. So it's based off this one, the 2001 Japanese horror film, and I watched this the other night. This movie is so freaking scary. It is a scary movie. That is a scary ass movie. The Japanese people, they're kind of twisted people. They have a suicide force. They worship spirits all the time. They go to like monasteries. They have like a sex museum where you go and you sample out Japanese sex toys like fleshlights and dildos. They watch tentacle porn, and they're obsessed with schoolgirls. Japanese are strange people, and they make some scary freaking movies. So this movie, they have an exposition scene. It's the only negative I have of this movie is there's a character who just shows up to deliver exposition, and then he's gone for the rest of the movie. And it just drove me crazy. I was like, that is the funniest, most contrived plot device of a human being I've ever seen. But he's my only negative. But he shows up, he basically explains that phantoms are infiltrating the world, and people, apparently, if you see the face of one, you commit suicide. And that's where everything in this movie is positive. This movie is scary. That is what a horror movie needs to be. It is pure, creepy, and terrifying. There is a scene where this guy is walking down a hallway, and there's a phantom lady walking out of the wall, and she's walking in slow motion. And then she starts wiggling and doing weird, like, belly dancing shit. And it is so disturbing and creepy to watch. She's like a rubber band man. And I was like, that is creepy. And I like to watch horror movies the proper way. I don't have a group of friends with me where we're all talking during the movie and they were like, that wasn't scary. I'm like, well, yeah, because we're distracted the entire time. I like to watch them by myself if I'm at home. And I like to turn off the lights, and that's it. It's on loud, and that's the ideal way to do it. Creeps you out. My closet door's open. The door behind me is open. Freaks me out. I'm paranoid. And I'm watching this movie. I'm watching the wiggling women walk in slow motion to people, and then their eyes are all glossed over, and then you commit suicide. And they keep going to, this is pre-iPhone age, but they keep going to the desktops, and the main characters are watching videos of people who are just obviously depressed and sitting in their room, and they're just looking down, and it's all dark. And these videos are like pre-suicide videos, because all these people end up killing themselves. And it is a very creepy, disturbing, almost like something you shouldn't be watching. Something like on bestgore.com. And it reminded me, it's like Faces of Death. That used to be a thing many years ago. I think I watched that in elementary school. And it's just people dying or killing themselves on camera. And that's what this movie reminded me of. It felt like a real, it was like a low budget, but it felt like Blair Witch Project, almost like a documentary. Like I was watching real things happen, even though I'm watching Ghost. There's a random scene of a guy seeing a ghost walking into an arcade, and he's just a black silhouette of a thing, and it just stays on it. It stays fixated on the camera for like a minute, and it's so creepy how long you stay on that shot. And I'm kind of amazed with the things I saw in this movie that weren't cliche, that were very interesting and original, and I don't see them in other things. And it shows you how Hollywood does not know how to make a good remake of a movie, because the Hollywood version of Pulse is so sterile and so not real compared to this. This feels real, it feels lived in, it feels raw, it feels like a documentary in a way. Very depressing movie. Suicide is very awkward, creepy subject. But watch Pulse. Got it for $1 at the dollar store. Disturbing movie. I even paused and watched an old funny YouTube video that was like 20 minutes long about halfway through the movie, because I was like, this movie's creeping me out, and it's just so depressing. So Pulse, even A, fantastic movie, one of the many new horror films I'll be watching this month.